Hello students, Jai Hind. Very good morning. Welcome back to our QR session. As you all know, in last lecture we have discussed in detail regarding Newland's octave means we are taking the QR of chapter number 5 periodic classification of elements, where we have already discussed in our previous lecture. This is second QR lecture you are attending for chapter number 5. We have already discussed about Mendeleev's periodic table. Then we discussed its limitations and its remarkable achievement. We discussed about Newland's octave and Dobereiner's triads. In that particular lecture which you have attended, I have already given you particular guidelines how to just remember that particular table. How to remember, suppose student wants to remember about Dobereiner's triads, the few aspects I have shown on the board, and I have shown you some techniques also to remember it. At the same time, I have also given you an idea regarding how you will remember Newland's periodic table, means Newland's octave, and which are those anomalies which has been observed and we could not accept it. Similar Mendeleev's periodic table also we have studied, and there were also some discrepancies we can say in Mendeleev's periodic table. Now, dear student, today when we are revising one important topic which was left out at that time, periodic classification of elements. In this, in today's lecture 2 for QR, what we are going to discuss is that here in this we are going to discuss thoroughly about only one topic, trends in modern periodic table that has been eliminated, that you all know. Understand? What we are going to discuss today is only about modern periodic table. Understand? This is where what we are going to do. We will not discuss normally as a short note, but we will discuss all MCQs as well as what can be asked from modern periodic table. That way, we are going to target this particular topic. Okay. They may see some of the questions has been given in textbook. You already have textbook and you know that we have also given the questions at the end. Now see, when you are discussing about modern periodic table, some of the very important thing which you should keep in your mind is that first, dear student, you should have see some of the points which I mentioned. You have to keep it in mind. It doesn't mean that you prepare the whole periodic table and try to remember the name of all 118 elements and their atomic number. Not at all. Few points which you must remember is that these are some of the important aspect I am writing. That is, modern periodic table is totally based on atomic number which was discovered by Henry Moseley. Understand? The first thing has to be very clear in your mind that modern periodic table is totally based on atomic number. This has to be very clear in your mind. Understand, while Mendeleev's periodic table, Newland, Dobereiner all were based on atomic mass, because at that time the concept of atomic number was not in existence. That's why they were the periodic table based on that. So first thing, modern periodic table is based on atomic number. Okay. The second point which you must have the idea is this, uh, that modern periodic table, understand, is actually formulated in groups and period, that you all know. So you must have clear idea regarding what are groups and what are periods. So first, dear student, when suppose you are asked a short note, to write a short note on modern periodic table, suppose it is asked, understand, then if you are asked the short note regarding modern periodic table, the first sentence which you should mention can be this: in 1917 AD, Henry Moseley invented atomic number, and then the modern periodic table, understand, is developed in reference to Mendeleev's periodic table but based on atomic number. Then you can write that modern periodic table, understand, suppose you want to give some information regarding groups. So in modern periodic table there are 18 groups, as you all know. I am first discussing about groups only. Suppose you want to write some detail about groups. So in modern periodic table there are 18 groups. Okay, is it clear in your mind? Suppose, second thing, if you want to just mention, one is clear that there are 18 groups in modern periodic table. How you will assign group number to any element? Suppose you target any element. There are 18 groups we know. But dear student, remember one thing very clearly. As I told in my regular lecture also, 18 group doesn't mean that any element will have, just now I am discussing, 18 group means if any element belongs to group number 18, doesn't mean it has 18 electron in its outermost orbit. You know that very well. Actually, group number of any element is decided by valence electron present in its outermost orbit. Remember this. Valence electron present in the outermost orbit of atom of any element will decide its group. Take an example. I just want to share with you. Suppose if you observe the modern periodic table, and you observe the group number written, so you all know that they have written group number up to 18. You all know this. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 13. I'm just displacing it for time being. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Suppose there are 18 groups as we know. Understand? Now take an example. Just now I told you that number of valence electron present, understand, in the atom of an element decides its group, and because it decides its group, it also decides its chemical property. So take an example, dear student. If you observe when we are discussing this short note, modern periodic table has to be in front of you. Understand? Take an example. Just try to understand. Suppose you observe in group number 13 that boron is written there. Okay. Now try to understand one very important thing, because boron belongs to, means in the column it is written, understand, under number 13, doesn't mean it has 13 electron in its outermost orbit. Actually, what is the atomic number of boron? That is 5, as we all know. What is its electronic configuration? 2 comma 3. That means, dear student, boron belongs to group number 13. Understand? But it possesses actually 3 electron in the outermost orbit. Understand? Right? So, because it possesses 3 electron in the outermost orbit, what is the tendency of boron to to share? Understand? Or share 5 electron, understand, to make the complete octet state. So actually, regarding the 18 group are no doubt there, already fabricated in modern periodic table. But when you are discussing the property of element, I discussed in my regular lecture also, you have to in fact think about only 8 group, though there are 18 group it has been mentioned. Take an example. If you verify this way, so, take an example, you will find here. Understand? Take an example. See the group number 17. So suppose they have written fluorine there. The atomic number of fluorine is 9 and its electronic configuration is 27. So in fact, if you think, fluorine must belong to the group number 7. Understand? So while you describe the property, in your mindset there must be valence electron either 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8. More than 8 electron cannot exist, as you know that, as per the Neil Bohr's rule, outermost orbit contain maximum 8 electron. Understand? So dear student, fluorine belongs to group number 17 in modern periodic table. But if you write its electronic configuration 2 comma 7, what does it mean? It has 7 electron in the outermost orbit and has tendency to accept 1 electron. Understand? So this way you can determine the properties of all element by just deciding their, not only by just deciding their position in modern periodic table, but also developing its electronic configuration. Is it clear in your mind? Mostly that way you need to target, understand, right? So any element, suppose group number 18, if you just target, understand, neon, suppose. So neon actually appears, understand, here in group number 18, but its electronic configuration is 10. And if you write its electronic configuration 28, understand, though it belongs to group number 18, because it has 8 electron in its outermost orbit. So what is its tendency? Neither to accept electron, nor to share electron, nor to donate electron. So they are chemically inert element. Okay, dear student, this way you have to guess regarding the properties of all element. Understand? It may happen sometime that any element belonging to group number 1 has properties similar to group number 11. Understand? Suppose in group number 1 I take any element, suppose I take sodium. Understand? So what is the atomic number of sodium? You all know, 11. What is its electronic configuration? 281. It has one electron in the outermost orbit. It belongs to group number 1 and has tendency to lose one electron and form positive ion. Understand? So similar way, if you find any element in group number 11, understand? So they possess the same way the property. Take an example, any element target, suppose copper. What is the shown in group number 11? What is the electronic configuration or atomic number of copper? 8 29. So if you write its electronic configuration, it is like 2 8 18 1. 18 plus, yes, 29. So actually it belongs to group number 1, but it possesses one electron in its outermost orbit. So what is its tendency? To lose one electron and form positive ion. This way, understand? So the one thing has to be very clear in your mind when you describe the groups. Understand that no doubt the group number is decided by the number of valence electron present in the outermost orbit. So here actually copper has been written under the group number 11, but actually it belongs to group number 1 because it has tendency to lose one electron. You understood this, dear student? Understand that this way you need to understand the chemical properties of all element. Understand? They may ask you, so when you are describing about the groups, you have to keep your mindset very clear that group number may exist any, but one thing is clear in your mind, no element possess more than 8 electron in their outermost orbit. Understand? And I don't think that the board will demand you to remember electronic configuration of all 118 element. No need at all. But at least try to remember electronic configuration of up to 30 element, up to 30 atomic number. That you should try to remember. Not more than that at least. Means up to 30 when you move, means you have to move to period number 1, period number 2, period number 3 and period number 4, I think. Yes. So that is sufficient. So at least those electronic configuration, it has to remain in your mind. Okay. So this is something regarding groups. Okay. Now see, dear student, when I have described you regarding group, understand? So this is clear in your mind. Suppose in board exam, then I will just give you a little time to assess out. Suppose in board exam they ask you that describe. Take an example. If they ask you this way, describe modern periodic table. So something you will write about the groups also. That the groups are what? So they are vertical columns in modern periodic table. There are 18 groups. Understand? A group number of any element is decided by the number of valence electron present in the electronic configuration of atom of that element. Understand? Number of valence electron of any element will decide its position in modern periodic table. But when you decide the position in modern periodic table, the chemical property can be described from the valence electron present in outermost orbit. Is it becoming clear in your mind? Very necessary. Take an example, chlorine. Chlorine has been listed out in group number 17. Atomic number of chlorine, you all know 17 and its electronic configuration 287. So it belongs to group number 17, but its electronic configuration is 287, means it has 7 electron in outermost orbit and possess chemical property to accept one electron. Understand? So, position of element can be decided first knowing its atomic number, then writing its electronic configuration, understand following Niels Bohr's rule, and then seeing the number of valence electron present, and that way we can decide the group. And that way, after deciding the group, we are able to finalize its chemical property. You understood this? So this is something about groups. Okay. Now, dear student, if you are asked, means when you are writing the short note, definitely you will also write about periods. That is also necessary. The vertical columns are known as groups and horizontal rows are known as period. So again, try to understand, dear student, when you define period, you are writing number of horizontal row, means horizontal row present in modern periodic table are known as period. Actually, there are 18 groups, as you know. So similarly, there are 7 periods. Okay, there are 7 periods in modern periodic table. Understand, how can you decide number of period of any element? So just remember one word only, number of orbits, or you can sometime utilize the word cell. Number of cells present in the atom of an element, means in the electronic configuration of atom of any element decides its period. Suppose take an example, oxygen. Understand, what oxygen, what is the atomic number of oxygen? 8. What is its electronic configuration? 2 6. Because oxygen possesses how many orbit? 2 orbit. So it belongs to period number 2, means it belongs to second period. Hydrogen and helium possess only one orbit, belongs to period number 1. Understand, boron possess 2 orbit, belongs to period number 2. Sodium possess 3 orbit, belong to period number 3. Understand, potassium possess 4 orbit, belong to period number 4. Understand, francium, one of the element in group 1, possess 5 orbit, it possesses 7 orbits. Understand, so it belongs to already 7 period. So this way, number of orbit present will decide the period of an element. Now, dear student, one thing very important which you have to remember regarding period, there are 7 period, as we all know. Okay. Now, first period, as you know, consists of only two elements, hydrogen and helium. Second, if you just keep the modern periodic table in mind, there are 18 groups, but there is a gap of 10 elements already. So it consists 8 elements. This consists 8 elements. Fourth orbit fully filled contains 18 element, fifth contain 18 element, and these two contain 32 elements. Understand? Sixth orbit 32, or sixth period, and this is 32. If you total it out, 118 element. You will see somewhere, understand, if you observe the atomic number in the sixth period, you just try to observe, period is in front of you. See, period 6 starts from cesium 55, 56, 57, then direct 72. So, those elements which comes in the lanthanoid series, understand, are written separately because they possess some different type of chemical properties. So lanthanoid 58 to 71, actually it's a part of sixth period. Similarly, dear student, try to see in seventh period. They have shown starting from 87, 88, 89. Understand, Then they haven't shown the rest of the element. They directly started from 104. The rest of the element are written as actinoids because they are radioactive element and falls in radioactive radioactive category. They are called actinoids. There you will see, read the name of some of the element: thorium, uranium. You all know they are a radioactive element. And actually, actinoids belongs to period number 7 and lanthanoid belong to period number 6. So suppose one line can be designed from this: which is the shortest period first, which are the longest period in modern periodic table, so 6th and 7th. Understand? So total 118 element this way has been fabricated and positioned in modern periodic table. Is it clear in your mind? So dear student, if you want to decide, this is regarding period, okay, something regarding group also. Now if you want to decide position of any element in the periodic table, means regarding its group and period, you first need to know its atomic number. Understand? Take an example: potassium. So we are discussing, suppose calcium. Suppose in exam they ask you, they will not give the name of calcium, they will give that atomic number of one element X is 20. What is its position in the modern periodic table? So now, dear student, to decide position in modern periodic table, you should have the idea regarding groups and period. Group idea you will come to know, and about period also you will come to know when you know how to write the electronic configuration. Take an example: 2, 8, 20 we have to adjust 8 and 2. Is it clear in your mind? 8 plus 8, 16. 16 plus 2, 18 plus 2, 20. Is it clear? Now, how many valence electron are there? 2. That means it belongs to group number 2. Is it clear in your mind? Okay. At the same time, you also have to see how many orbits are there. How many orbit you can see here? 4 orbit. So it belongs to fourth period. Okay. This way you can decide position of any element in periodic table. And my personal guidance is to you that at least remember up to 30. More than that you do not need to remember. You understood this? Up to 30 you should know, right? And mostly up to 30 you will immediately come to know about their group and regarding their period. Just you know how to write its electronic configuration. Suppose sulfur, atomic number 16, 286. 6 electron in outermost orbit means valence orbit. So belong to group number 6. Understand? No. Because electronic, see, at what is the atomic number? 16. So this is what I want to just make very clear in your mind. See, dear student, sulfur, okay, what is its atomic number? 16. What is its electronic configuration? 286. 6 electron in outermost orbit. Understand? So as and 3 orbits, so it belongs to the third period, that you all know very well. But when you write about the group, just start thinking 16, so you have to think 10 plus 6, so it belongs to group number 16, that way. Understand? So this is the way you can decide the position of any element in periodic table, but they are not going to ask in that way. I do not think you need to remember the whole periodic table. You should have this idea in your mind. Is it clear? Okay. So if you are asked in exam, write a short note on modern periodic table. Understand? So how will you write? First, in 1917, Henry Moseley discovered concept of atomic number. Modern periodic table is developed with reference to Mendeleev's periodic table, but based on atomic number. There are 18 groups and 7 periods in modern periodic table. Group number of any element is decided by the valence electron present in that element. Understand? Means in the electronic configuration of atom of that element. Understand? There are seven vertical columns are known as groups and horizontal rows are known as period. There are again 7 periods. Period number is decided by the number of cell or orbit present in the atom of an element. There are 7 periods. First period contains 2 elements, second contain 8 elements, third contain 8 elements, fourth period contain 18 elements, sixth period contain 32 elements where it involves also some element of lengthenoid series, as well as seventh period consists of 32 elements which also include some elements of actinoid series. Understand? We can how will you position any element in the periodic table? Just by knowing its atomic number, writing its electronic configuration. Understand? And you will come to know, just when you write its electronic configuration will give you idea regarding groups and period. How to get that idea, that you all know very well. But dear student, mind one thing very well, that the element when given to you, understand, up to 30, I think the board will try out. Understand? Now it happened that at least up to 30 element, you should have the idea, dear student, that some of the elements are metalloids, some are metals and some are non-metal. Actually, if I move according to 286, then I would definitely, as like you, my mindset, I will answer that sulfur belongs to group number 6. No, it belongs to group number 16, because you have to remember that in modern periodic table, the zigzag line, understand, starting from group number 13, you see, uh, boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, tellurium, and polonium. After that zigzag line, all are non-metal. So I do not think that you need to remember all, but at least helium, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, then silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon. At least this many needs to remain in your mind. Then and then you are able to decide their group. Is it clear in your mind? So you need to remember at least this. Suppose I give sometime element X having atomic number. Take an example, atomic number 15. So, you should know phosphorus. Understand, which is non-metal. If you write electronic configuration 285, so you may develop that euphoria in your mind that it is position 285. 5 electron in the outermost orbit, you may say it belongs to group number 5. No, actually it is a non-metal and assigned a position to the right of that zigzag line. So you have to write its position in modern periodic table. Understand, in group number 15, though belong to the third period only. So this way you can decide position of any element in modern periodic table. First you clear this in your mind. Understand, this is very important, and my personal suggestion is up to 30 elements. You should know the atomic number. Understand? Then and then you will decide the electronic configuration, right? And you will be able to as predict about their chemical property. First, dear student, see modern periodic table for just 2 minutes and clear your mindset before I discuss some other one line and MCQ with you. Okay, first we just have a look at this. Okay, now uh, groups and period clear in your mind. Now we want to discuss some of the questions which has been given in your textbook. Understand? Some are given in text and some are given in exercise, right? So that all those questions which are given we need to discuss because they all belongs to the queries in modern periodic table. Okay? Suppose, dear student, when you are writing a short note regarding modern periodic table, first question, they may decide this way, that how various anomalies present in Mendeleev's periodic table were corrected, though definitely few anomalies which you observed that Mendeleev's periodic table was based on atomic mass. So there in the atomic mass there is no regular increase in atomic mass when you move from one element to other. But in modern periodic table is based on atomic number. So you will see the regularity in increase of number when you move in any period when you move in any period. So that anomaly which existed in Mendeleev's periodic table has been eliminated here. And now atomic number is a whole number 1, 2, 3, 4, 24, 23. So if so because all elements are assigned the atomic number, understand you can guess easily that any new discovered element can be positioned, understand, right, very easily in the modern periodic table. There was also anomalies regarding the position of hydrogen in Mendeleev's periodic table, which has been solved. Because hydrogen has one electron and only one orbit, so it belongs to the group number 1 and period number 1. That has been already as certain about its position. Similarly, cobalt and nickel. Mendeleev was much confused regarding their position, but now when the atomic number were discovered and seen modern periodic table, when cobalt and nickel, understand, both have fixed atomic number 27 and 29. So according to their configuration, they both lie in group number, understand, 9 and 10. So that anomalies in in Mendeleev's periodic table has already been corrected in modern periodic table. So this way they can ask you how those anomalies which were present in Mendeleev's periodic table, there was also confusion regarding the position of isotope. So that is also corrected, because definition of isotope you all know, having same atomic number but different atomic mass. So isotope, suppose isotope of uranium, atomic number is going to remain 92. There may be atomic mass 232, 233, 235, 238, but they all will have the same position in the modern periodic table because they have same atomic number, though they have different atomic mass. And modern periodic table decides the position of an element not from atomic mass, from atomic number. So that anomalies which exist in Mendeleev's periodic table has been totally eliminated here. You understood this? So this question can be asked, that which anomalies present in Mendeleev's periodic table were already corrected in modern periodic table. So this you should keep in your mind. And if we see the first question, I already some are in text question. However, the position of cobalt and nickel resolved in modern periodic table that I just discussed. Understand? Then some question, how were the position of isotope of various element de- decided in modern periodic table? I just now discussed that isotope possess same atomic number, so there is no question of deciding their position in modern periodic table. It is already fixed because modern periodic table is based on simply atomic number, so that is also cleared. Is it possible to have an element with atomic number 1.5? There cannot be possible because atomic number is a whole number. No element will have atomic number in decimal fraction like 1.5. So it is not going to happen that few element will appear between hydrogen and helium. Not possible at all. So that is also removed. Where do you think should hydrogen be placed in modern periodic table? First group and first period, because the atomic number of hydrogen is 1 and we can adjust it very easily. Okay, now dear student, I am not expecting that the board will ask this way, but at least when you are preparing the modern periodic table, understand one of the question which I told you that at least remember up to 30 element. Understand? You all know. Suppose if you observe the modern periodic table, understand the first two element which comes to your mind, and you can observe hydrogen and helium belong to the first period. Then this is first period, as you all know. First, okay. Now, if you target the second, it starts from lithium, as you all know. Understand? You should at least remember. Understand? Lithium, then you know beryllium. Okay. See the table. Lithium, beryllium, then the gap, then boron. Okay. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Fluorine and neon. Okay. 10 element. Third also, I am just insisting you, just try to remember if possible sodium. Okay. Then potassium. Okay. Then you start speaking magnesium, then silicon, then sulfur, then phosphorus. Okay. Just you try to remember this. Phosphorus, then chlorine and argon. At least if you remember up to this modern periodic table complete, you do not need to magnesium, aluminum, silicon. Okay. Sorry. Aluminium, silicon. Understand? Then sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine, argon. At least you remember this. Sodium, magnesium, sorry. Sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine and argon, at least up to this if you remember. Now one question has been there in your textbook, that in the modern periodic table, if you list out the first 10 elements, which are the metals, the first 10 are hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, and neon. You all know that from the carbon, understand they are all non-metals. So if you just want to list out the metal, so only lithium and beryllium. Now, dear student, if you don't remember this regarding lithium and barium, one question appears. I think I have seen from the first 10 element uh, uh, in the modern periodic table, how many are metals? I have seen that question, and that's why I am discussing that question with you here. 10 element you all know, understand, which I have listed out. From that, only two are metals, understand, right? Okay. So this is one question which you need to remember, okay? So if you don't know these 10 element, hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine, understand, argon, sorry, okay, right? Then you are not able to answer this particular question. So you should remember this. Some another question, see, let us verify each and every question belonging to this modern periodic table. Suppose trends in modern periodic table, so that is already eliminated, that you all know, okay? Now dear students, suppose one question is there in text of your textbook, one we discussed already. Suppose the question is like this, uh, in text given on page 90, name two elements you would expect to show chemical reactions similar to magnesium, okay? So dear student, similar to magnesium. So why I insisted that you should remember up to 30 at least. So if you just see the modern periodic table, here lies calcium, you see that. So that's why I'm insisting you to remember at least this, okay? Why I'm insisting you to remember this, understand, up to 30. But why you need to remember this, then this is going to help you, that what is the electronic configuration of magnesium, you all know, 282, beryllium 22, understand, calcium 28182, understand, right? So this way you are able to justify, okay? So dear student, be very conscious regarding this, understand, right? 282, 22, beryllium, magnesium, okay? Fourth period, potassium belongs to the fourth period, okay? Right? So this way you can decide that two elements, beryllium and calcium, understand, has chemical properties similar to magnesium. So this way at least you need to remember the name of some of the element, and that's why I'm asking you to remember up to 16. Hydrogen, helium, then lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, fluorine, neon, then sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, sulfur, phosphorus, chlorine, argon, then potassium, calcium. Understand? Up to 30 only. Then scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, then iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc. Okay, at least up to 30. You try to remember, then you are able to answer this particular question. Otherwise, it becomes difficult for you to answer such question. You understood this way, okay? So this is clear in your mind. Here 8 regarding calcium, atomic number 20, atomic number 4, atomic number 12, atomic number 20, 22, 282, 2882. Understand? That means uh, two elements, barium and calcium, possess the chemical property similar to magnesium. So you need to highlight this. Remember this question in your mind. Suppose I in both they can twist the answer this way, that electronic configuration of sodium is 281. Understand? Which two element possess the chemical properties similar to sodium? You can take lithium and potassium. Lithium 21, understand, sodium 281 and potassium 2881. That way you can answer. So one of the question in your in-text that we discussed regarding modern periodic table, and some another question was also I was looking for first 10 element that we discussed. Understand? Now, dear students, suppose if they ask, I think one question was regarding the or regarding name some at least name two to three elements which has their outermost orbit filled. So, dear student, you can remember helium, neon, and argon. Helium atomic number 2, neon atomic number 10, argon atomic number 18. So 2, 28, 288. They have outermost shell totally filled. Suppose they ask you a question like this: name two element which has two electron in the outermost orbit. So beryllium, magnesium, calcium. Understand? Take an example. If they ask a question, okay, name two element, understand, or name three element which has three electron in the outermost orbit. So you simply have to target when such question is asked. Aluminium, you know. Boron, you know. Boron 2 3, aluminium 283. Below aluminium also you know which element lies below aluminium. Understand? Boron has which was discovered later on as chemical property similar to aluminium. Yes, scandium is there. I think in modern periodic table you need to study and keep some points. Take an example below aluminium, you will see the gallium 31. So at least boron, aluminium, gallium, you should be you need to remember. Okay. So this question can be solved in modern period. And some of the question, if we see one question already given, understand what was that? See, by considering their position in modern periodic table, which one of the following element would you expect to have maximum metallic characteristic? Then they have given gallium, germanium, arsenic, understand, then cellurium and beryllium. So in that, dear student, you all know that when you see their position in modern periodic table, understand, see in modern periodic have to remember their position. Understand? See, just beryllium, so you all know that beryllium already exists. Understand in group 2. But you try to see the another element like gallium, germanium, arsenic, cellurium. Understand? From that, you all know, dear student, that gallium, understand, right, will possess more metallic characteristic. Okay. So this question also you need to practice about. Okay. And now if you just target some of the question. Okay. Now see, one I want to discuss with you also. It has been given in textbook regarding this way. See, group 16 it is written, and I think here is written group 16 and group number 17. Okay, then dash dash dash. Here they have written B, then here dash, and then written A dash and C. Now see, dear student, some of the query. One thing is clear in your mind. Group 16, 17 means below the beyond that zigzag line, so they are non-metal. That is clear in your mind. Okay. Now see, the question is state whether A is a metal or non-metal. You all know, dear student. I simply told you that remember that zigzag line. Understand? And beyond those zigzag line, which group number appears? So the zigzag line start from 13. Understand? Then 14 are metalloids. So 15, 16, 17, 18 all are non-metal. So obviously A is non-metal. Now the second question, state whether C is more reactive or less reactive than A. Now dear student, uh, actually trends in modern periodic table no doubt has been the topic which is eliminated, but at least you should know that if in a group, as you move, understand from top to bottom, what happens to the atomic size? Atomic size increases, and all these element belonging to group number 17 has tendency to accept electron and retain it. Now, as the atomic size increases, the accepted electron will lie away from the orbit. So, it become easy for element A to hold the accepted electron than element C. So, A is more reactive than C. Is it clear in your mind? That question is already okay? Right. Then what is given? The will C be larger or smaller in size than B? So if you compare this way, now it is a question of going in period. As you all know, as in period you move from left to right, atomic size decreases. So obviously C has atomic size smaller than atomic size of B. So that way also you need to prepare questions. Okay. So some of the question we discussed, dear student, rather you need to practice by yourself, but keeping in mind uh, the concept of modern periodic table that you need to keep in your mind. Okay. So this is clear, and my personal guidance is at least remember up to, understand, up to electronic configuration of element up to atomic number 30. That is going to give you an idea, understand how to design sometime position, how to fabricate their position in modern periodic table, and how to explain their properties. You understood this way? So just try to understand all this thing, right? Okay, so we have discussed somewhat about modern periodic table. Understand? So prepare a modern periodic table in which way? First, some discussion regarding groups and period, then comparison with Mendeleev's periodic table, which anomalies has been already eliminated, and then you practice those in-text and textual question answers regarding modern periodic table which are given, that you need to discuss it thoroughly. Okay. So this way we are completing the discussion of modern periodic table. Okay. You do not need to remember the whole periodic table. What you need to do is to remember regarding groups, explanation of groups, regarding period, explanation of periods. Understand? That way they may ask you only short note of period, so at least you should be able to write the correct 8 to 9 sentences in that. That way you need to prepare, understand, modern periodic table. Okay. So dear student, we are completing discussion regarding modern periodic table. Such question can also be asked, so be very sure about this. Okay, right? So prepare it, and in next session, now onwards, we will take some quick revision of biology. Okay, that is mostly I will take the revision of chapter number 6, 7, 8, 9. Few topics we are going to revise in